Carrying out checks in unit tests manually using if-else is very annoying, especially if there is a lot of result data that needs to be checked. Therefore, it is highly recommended to use Assertion to carry out checks. Unfortunately, Golang does not provide a package for assertions, so we need to add a library to perform this assertion. Testify. One of the most popular assertion libraries in Golang is Testify. We can use this library to perform assertions on result data in unit tests. We can add it in our Go module. Assert vs require. Testify provides two packages for assertion, namely assert and require. When we use assert, if the check fails, then assert will call fail, meaning that unit test execution will continue. Meanwhile, if we use require, if the check fails, then require will call fail no, meaning that unit test execution will not continue. Alright, now let's perform testing using the Testify library. As we have seen, Testify offers many packages that can be used for testing. Most Go tests typically use the Testify package. Okay, let's just import the library from Testify. This function is a unit test used to test the Hello World function from the one package with the input James. After calling Hello World, James, the result will be stored in a variable called result. This function uses the assert equal method to compare the expected result. You don't need to use an if condition to check the result anymore. Simply call the assert function from the Testify package to handle the comparison. Now, let's try using the require function, and the result will provide a more detailed explanation of the test. Well, let's try testing now. If we look at the results, the use of the require function provides more detailed information in conducting tests, such as the expected, actual, test message attributes, and others. The require function is usually used much more often by Golang users in conducting testing. Skip test. Sometimes, under certain circumstances, we want to cancel unit test execution. In Golang, we can also cancel unit test execution if we want. To cancel a unit test, we can use the skip function. Next, we create a test skip function, which is used to test the Hello World function. We use the constant runtime, GOOS, which is set to Windows. If the value is Windows, the T skip cannot run on Windows function is called to skip the test with the reason cannot run on Windows. This prevents the test from being run in unsupported environments. Next, we add the require function to observe the test results. We try to test the wrong one, then the result is executed. It turns out there is a typo, it should be Windows. Let's see the result. The result of the test that is done is skip because the system is running on Windows. Before and after tests. Usually in unit tests, sometimes we want to do something before and after a unit test is executed. If the code we do before and after is always the same between unit test functions, then manually creating the unit test function is tedious and results in too much duplicate code. Luckily in Golang there is a feature called testing.m. This feature is called main, which is used to manage the execution of unit tests. But we can also use this to do before and after in unit tests. testing.m. To manage unit test execution, we simply create a function called testMain with the parameter testing.m. If there is a testMain function, then Golang will automatically execute this function every time it runs a unit test on a package. With this, we can set the before and after unit tests according to what we want. Remember, the testMain function is executed only once per Golang package, not per each unit test function. We will try the before and after test. Previously, we copied a function from before. To run the before and after test, we need to create a function with a testing parameter of type .m. Calling a method like run, which will run all the tests that have been defined. If we try the test, the results contain the before and after process. Here you can see that before m.run, all test processes are run, and after m.run, you can execute the code afterwards.